After the whistle, match day 11. I'm here with head coach Zoran Markovski. Zoki, half-time or full-time? When you went in to the change room, which one was a more emotional moment for you? Was it the half-time talk or was it more what you said at the end?
I think it was more at half-time. Didn't say much at the end at all, even though we got the equaliser with half to go with 5 minutes extra. Respect to the boys at half-time that Hume were very well organised and offensively and defensively. They were a far better team than us in the first half.
So you actually think they played better in general, or was it just that they got their tactics right in the first half? Because they played a lot of, pretty much looking for those diagonal balls and across and some down the line. They're pretty much playing on the counter attack, you'd probably sum up, right? Was that just good tactics or did we just they play better?
Yeah, well, we thought because Hume breaks lines for a midfield and that, and we thought they were going to play that sort of system.
They didn't.
They got in behind us for a couple of diag balls and created havoc and got their first goal through a diag over the top, and Danny Dixon hooked it around, and Andy Brennan was there to finish. And the second goal obviously was a handball. I couldn't see it from where I was, but it's we can't change the referee's decision. And
Blake, 3-3. Like I said in the post, man, you blink and you missed it. How would you describe the last 10 minutes of that match?
Obviously, it was a tough one, being down 3-1, but obviously with the players we have coming back, especially when Zinni came on, obviously changed the game, so hat off to Zinni, but obviously it was intense, and once we got the first one I knew that we were going to get a third, and it was unlucky that we didn't have an extra 2 minutes, or I think Hume would have been down 4-3 in the end.
Look, you know when you're playing a style of football, you know, we talk about the brand of football here at Avondale. It's working, it's not working, whatever's happening, and then suddenly 2 goals that you score at the end, it's literally from bombing it long. Do you sometimes get a little bit like, as a coach, just go, bloody hell, like, if I just did that from the start, you know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like sometimes do we get too precious on the way we play and what we produce, and it feels like bombing along is such an NPL type thing to do, and I know we want to be different to that, and we're trying to break barriers and boundaries the way we play football, but sometimes you have to resort to that good old NPL style of just...
No, we try to stick to our football philosophy and our principles at Avondale, and when you're chasing the game and you're 3-1 down with 5 minutes to go, there's no option on the field. You know what I mean? I'm one of those coaches that I'll take a risk, and if you're losing 3-1 with 5 minutes to go, even if you cop another 2 and you go down 5-1, in the end you're still going to lose those points, and we started going direct in the last 5 minutes, and obviously 2 long balls got in behind them and we punished them, and like I said, I'll take the point, and I'm pretty sure the boys will take the point, and we'll just move on quickly, I think.
For me it was pretty clear, they were just waiting, playing on the counter attack, and we got done with a couple of, I guess, maybe say unlucky goals, but then some might argue that it was good tactics. How did you see it?
I think that we gave the goals away a bit cheaply today, but that happens in football, that's football, but I think we worked hard to get back into the game and scrap around with the point. It's good.
Do you reckon that, you started the match, right? A win takes us clear on top. Now, a draw, technically we're still on top, depending on Heidelberg's game against St Albans tomorrow, but some might assume Heidelberg should win that on paper. Is it that idea that going, south have slipped up, did that play on your mind a little bit and go, this is the moment we take, or?
Yeah, obviously that plays up in all of us boys' minds, but I think, like you said before the game, just go into the game, follow your principles and everything will plan out right, so he said get your mind off that at the moment, but obviously that runs through your mind as a footballer, and obviously we're close, so we'll just keep going and hopefully we'll be there at the end of the season.
Taking the point means we still go on top of the ladder, but obviously we're waiting to see on the result on Heidelberg. Obviously they play St Albans, and like I said before, probably on paper it would appear that Heidelberg will win it. You never know, it is NPL though. Does that feel right, that Heidelberg will be on top if they win tomorrow? Does that feel right, knowing the way the season's been going and the way teams have been playing? Does that feel right to you? Not having a go at Heidelberg, but does it feel right?
I just think football in the NPL this year is going to be very tired, and if you don't rock up and put in a solid 95-minute performance again in your opposition, doesn't matter where the ladders, teams are on the ladder. I think if they take their opportunity and set up well and try to attack you from the outset, and you get, just lose your discipline a little bit and people getting behind you. Well, the ladder in football terms, doesn't matter if it's NPL or anywhere around the world, a ladder doesn't lie. So if Heidelberg goes on top after beating St Albans tomorrow, if they do that, well, they probably deserve to be on top. At the minute, we're sitting on top for 24 hours, and that's football, but there's another 15 rounds to go.
Zoki, it's a bit of a weird energy. I don't mind that it happens sometimes. It's football. It's match day 11. It's after the whistle. We didn't win. We didn't lose. Hopefully, our next game against South, which is actually happening on our Breast Cancer Network, Australia. We're hosting an event with them. They're proud partners of that match day. We've got a double header. We're going against South that day. Are you looking forward to that? That's going to be a rooper.
Yeah, South Melbourne's been an outstanding team this year. You can see they've got the best defensive record in the league, and they're a really good football team, and they've really done well this year. After 11 rounds, they're sitting equal top with us at the minute. Obviously, Heidelberg can overtake both of us, but there's a long way to go in this season. And like I say, if you don't rock up and don't want it enough, teams will beat you. And if you want it enough, you always got an opportunity. I'm not saying our boys didn't want it enough today, but I think it would have been a bit better.
If you're going to say one word to describe what was positive and one thing to describe what was negative, starting with the negative, what would it be from today's performance?
Losing the ball cheaply, and then positive, our courage to fight back.
There you go, Blake Carpenter after a whistle, nice, short, succinct, and it wasn't a loss, it feels like it, but I'm sure we'll be back to our winning ways shortly after a whistle.